as here we go. We are diving into our first semifinals match. Oh boy, who's going to move on to the grand finals to potentially face champ?
We're about to find out because welcome everyone to Curious Minds LA in this first semifinals. Spawning here, the Protoss player from Mexico for Team Super. This is Pacomike.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Curious Minds LE, we have our Brazilian Zerg player also representing Team Super. It is TheZergLord. Where are we going? Oh my god.
Oh my god. Pacomike, get out of here. That is not your base.
Pacomike,
well.
He is one of the dirtiest players in Latin America, mate. He is.
I mean, he's Protoss, of course he is.
Yeah.
But this is on another level. I mean, wow, double gate. This is. Are we going to see triple gate?
Mate, are we gonna see quadruple gate? Like,
no, that's too much, right? Like, you cannot sustain 4 gates, can you?
You can. I don't know if you've seen it, but typically when you go proxy 4 gate, you go for like a 4-leaf clover, and the reason why you do that is to protect the pylon, so you have one gateway like on each side. So this is a little bit inefficient, but it's not going to be scattered, so it doesn't matter.
Oh my god. 4 gate proxy Zealot from Pacomike in game number 1. Yeah. Now someone is in a hurry.
Yeah. So not quite the 4-leaf clover, but proxy 4 gate nonetheless. As you said, there are no gases with this, so this is just mass Zealot, mate.
Oh god, mass Zealot now. Mass Zealot is good, but it's not that good. You know, they're slow. They can be guided. They can be surrounded with Zerglings. The main issue here for the TheZergLord, mate, this is completely unscouted. The TheZergLord is not gonna have any idea. His Overlord, his first Overlord, is not gonna enter the main base. He's just gonna see, okay, there's no Nexus, there's probably something cheesy going on. But like, how cheesy is it?
Yeah, exactly. That's
yes,
the first.
Very.
Yeah, the Zealots are already here at the natural base. The TheZergLord finally knows what's going on. We do have a spine immediately in the main base, so the TheZergLord is fully prepared to lose the natural. His goal here is to defend the main.
Well, there we go. The dance of the Zerglings and Zealots is gonna start. And a nice round by the Zerglings, but is it going to be enough? I think it is. There is enough Zerglings to kill the Zealots, but 3 more are coming in. I think this is the moment that the TheZergLord is like, oh fuck.
Yeah. And I don't know if I like this. He's going down to low ground with the spine, but he does have 2 queens. Oh my god! But the wall of Zealots is gonna be delaying, slowing down that spine crawler. It's not gonna burrow.
He's not gonna burrow. This is definitely a really bad spot for it, and. Yeah, the TheZergLord is not even trying. He's microing too much the other units to borrow the spine. Finally, the borrow is going on, but the TheZergLord are already up the ramp.
Yeah, the
Zealots don't care about touching the spine.
The spine cannot move. It's stuck here in the natural base, but we see a full surround. Oh, Pacomike, no!
Oh my god. Nice around. Many of the TheZergLords were in low health, so they immediately die. And mate, is the TheZergLord gonna hold?
Yeah, that was a massive misstep there by Pacomike. You never chase a queen into the death zone that is the mineral line. Like, you just get fully surrounded by the workers. So just like that, 3 Zealots are going down the drain. And now with the spine and a second queen coming out, the TheZergLord, he should be fine.
Wow. That Zergling spin is done. I think they're gonna run across the map trying to destroy the Protoss back at home, because I think the TheZergLord, he feels that he has enough on 3 queens, a spine, a bunch of Zerglings, even enough energy for a transfuse. I think this is gonna be held, mate.
Yeah. Even if all 3 of these queens died, we have a spine, we have Lings to reinforce. The Lings of the TheZergLord are across the map, chipping away at the wall, and there's nothing to stop them. Like, there's nothing on the other side of the wall, so eventually this wall is gonna fall.
Yeah, this wall is gonna fall, so no buildings, no cannons here to protect. It's just a matter of time. Pacomike going desperate, trying to go for but it's not gonna be enough. He is found. The pylon is gonna be destroyed because it was not protected. GG. That is game number 1 for the TheZergLord.
GG. This is a PSA for Protoss players. If you proxy 4-gate, this is why you go for the 4-leaf clover, okay? Because his pylon was so full nada there, out just surrounded by everything, and it just goes down and GG.
GG. What a game. What a way to start the semifinals, mate.
What a game. The Pacomike had a lot of potential there. It wasn't scouted until the last moment. He was doing a great job back on the low ground, denying the spine, killing some queens, killing all the lings. But overextended a couple of times. A couple of small mistakes. They add up here. They add up.
Yes, and now we are 1 point up for the ZergLord, and in a best of 3, those points matter. These two players are like good enough, and they're close enough in skills that anyone can take the next game.
Oh yeah, 100%, mate, 100%. We'll see who it's going to be as we're slowly getting into game number 2. Meanwhile, as we get into game 2, Darking, why don't you tell us what is that on your bed? Because I don't even know what that is. I can barely tell. Is it a book?
It is a book. It is a book. Thank you for noticing. I don't know if my camera is still on. This is Match by Ali Conley. This is like a dystopian teenage romance novel.
Oh.
I have no idea if it is good. I have not read it yet. It looks super cheesy, but we'll see.
Why are you displaying a book that you haven't read? You didn't even know what you're promoting, Darking.
Look, I'm promoting reading, mate. That's good enough.
God,
that's good enough. Speaking of good enough, here we have the Blue Plotos player who apparently proxy gating is good enough for him. This is Pacomike.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hardwire ALE, we have the Brazilian Zerg player himself, currently up 1-0 in this best of 3 semi-finals. One more win is all he needs to become our finalist. It is the TheZergLord.
So, Light, how many romance dystopian novels have you read lately?
0. Oh god. Yeah. I mean, it sounds interesting. You know, depending on how dystopian it is. Yeah. Why did you get it?
I have no idea. I just have these books because my sister was about to throw it away. And she was like, usually when she throws away books, I grab them because, mate, you're not gonna throw away books. And I was like, sure, I'll take it. Why not? You know what's the worst part is, or the best part, depending who you ask. That's the first one in the trilogy. and I have the whole trilogy now.
Oh my god, you're gonna have to read it all now.
Yeah, I have to. Eventually, I have to.
Look, when your story starts with, look, okay, so my sister was gonna throw this book out. It's like, well, if she didn't think it was good enough to keep, then I don't know how good it's gonna be, but we'll see.
Look. Everyone can use a romance triangle in the post-apocalyptic future, okay?
Aye. Well, you can report back to us for our next cast with how good it is, if at all, or how bad it is.
I won't have it read by the next castmate. I have other things that I'm reading.
Okay, fair enough.
But someday, and I'll tell you all about it.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, of course, we do see that from the side of our Protoss player, this time Pacomike, he doesn't proxy in the middle of the map, so nothing to really take note of in the early game, but he's going for a Stargate.
Yes, finally, Pacomike returning to his roots. You know, instead of the crazy thing that we saw in game number 1. A little more predictable, but definitely a lot more safer. Now the question is, how hard is Pacomike going to go into Stargate?
Yeah.
Because we have seen him go like one Void Ray, maybe one Oracle, and they never again another Stargate unit the whole game. But sometimes, especially Pacomike, of all Protoss players, he goes ham into Ertos.
Exactly. Like, I can see someone, a first-time chatter in the chat, who's like, who are these players? If you don't know who Pacomike is, he has been known to love Skytoss even before the Void Ray buff 2 years ago. Even before that, he would love to go into fast Fleet Beacon, fast carriers whenever he can. Will he do that here? Again, it's all going to depend on what he does after he kills this Overlord.
I miss the days when Pacomike went full Tempest, mate. It was not a particularly good win rate for him, but it was entertaining nonetheless.
Yeah, it was fun. Like Pacomike, he is definitely a fun player to watch. You know, whether there are good things about him, there are bad things about him, but he's entertaining, right?
Definitely. I think that is partly the reason why there is literally only one photo of Pacomike in the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you noticed that every time you see a photograph of Pacomike, it is the same one with a monkey on his head.
yeah, I've seen that. Oh god, it's very, very telling of the kind of player that Pacomike is. Meanwhile, Pacomike even gets a second Overlord across the map. That takes a little bit of hull damage here, but the Void Ray should survive.
Yeah, he survived not bad. 2 Overlords and a tumor. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. May I take just a quick moment to Funara for sure for asking if it's time to play League of Legends?
Yo.
Mate,
what is this?
Wrong stream, mate.
Yeah,
wrong
what is
stream.
this, Jim Rising? Oh, God. Shaking my head for sure, shaking my head. No League of Legends here. Especially because Pacomike, mate, he has opted not to throw down a second Stargate.
You know what you should do with League of Legends, mate?
What?
You should do that like a Patreon goal. You know, if you get X amount of money, you're gonna play League of Legends on stream for one day.
Why would I punish the viewers like that? Why would I?
Because they give you money.
Oh god. Shaking my. I don't know if there's gonna be enough money out there to make us play League of Legends, mate. I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, meanwhile, returning to this game finally. Yeah, as you say earlier, Pacomike is not gonna go ham into Stargate. He is going into the more normal, I should say, Blink Immortal with +1 attack that he is sometimes known for. And if we remember last week, mate, TheZergLord got crushed by that push.
Yeah, he really did. Like, ground toss has really come back into prominence in ZVP with the nerf of the Void Ray. Now double Stargate Void Ray isn't as dominant in the meta anymore, and it allows the Protoss players to kind of flex in other directions. So that's really cool to see. The other important thing is that Pacomike did go for his patented double the double Phoenix Scout, and he did see the Spire, so he's fully aware, and we already have a Phoenix on the way.
Yes, and he saw the Spire, but I don't think it's gonna matter too much because the push from Pacomike should come before the Mutalists are ready. So this is going to be mostly a land-based army, mate. We see the TheZergLord starting to build a lot of roaches. His armies are starting to roll in. But Pacomike +1 is ready. Pacomike's Blink is ready. I think he's only waiting for the War Prism to move out.
Yep, yeah, exactly. We even had a little bit of a gateway explosion here. The Phoenix gets scouted, so the TheZergLord should not make any mutas. So this is also an important scout for him. Now he's not going to be wasting any resources here. He's going to be making nothing but Lingbane Roach Ravager, and that's kind of what you want against what Pacomike is doing.
Oh wow, 4 base for Pacomike. He's really going macro this game.
Yeah, and I kind of respect this, right? He just got scouted, and he also saw what his opponent was doing as well. If we did see a muta transition, I think Pacomike could hit a timing, but instead he backs off, and he even makes a robotics base, so he's looking to, I imagine, get into disruptors.
Yeah, Pacomike definitely thinking long term. I was expecting a big push, but no, Pacomike is going for the long con here. Oh, yeah. By the way, I find it funny the 8 Overlords at the same time for the TheZergLord. He's like, supply block, never again.
Yeah, never again, mate. The LatAm are coming out. At least he's now at 200 supply when it comes to Overlord, so he doesn't have to worry about it anymore for the rest of the game unless he loses a little bit too much. So yeah, he doesn't have to worry about that. Meanwhile, Pacomike, he does go for another scout, confirming more bases being thrown down. Again, this is all going into the late game, and surprisingly, I thought we were going to see disruptors, but no, Pacomike is going for Colossus instead.
Only one Colossus, yeah, but apparently he's switching out to disruptors. And by the way, oh, nice Baneling run into the base of Pacomike, but oh my god, that was, I don't know if I will say unfortunate or just really lucky for Pacomike that the Banelings decided to not detonate together. So only 2 props kill.
Yeah, that was a really good reaction there by Pacomike. Exclamation mark went out of the ZergLord because +1 melee is late. If he had +1 melee, or technically I think it's +2, then Banelings would one-shot workers, so wasn't really quite able to pull it off there. But his army is still looking pretty terrifying. Like, mate, he's close to maxing out.
Yes, he's about to max out. He has a lot of Banelings, and Storm is not ready, mate. So Force Fields is what Pacomike is gonna need if he wants to survive this.
Oh my god, exactly, but there's just too many Banelings.
Oh my god,
they crash in!
No, the Force Fields are not good enough. Everything is dying to the army of the TheZergLord, mate, and yeah, Pacomike suddenly has no army and is fully supply behind. This fourth base is definitely gonna fall at least.
Yeah, exactly. The Banelings this time are gonna connect.
Whoa.
Multiple of them. The entire mineral line goes down.
No, the massacre, mate. 19 workers killed. I think the Nexus might survive, but not the workers, mate. This is a lot of economy loss for Pacomike.
Yeah, exactly. He may barely survive with the reinforcements, but as you said, every single worker here at the third base went down. And Pacomike, he's gonna have to do a lot of heavy lifting if he wants to get back into this game. What I will say is that finally, it took him a long time, but he has a second robo, so he can start double robo production. This is something that he was lacking. I don't know if you noticed, but in that big fight, he had 1 Immortal, 1 Disruptor, and 1 Colossus. That's it. Like, he had very few like high impact units there. Like, he was really lacking.
Punara Pacomike, use your gas, please.
Use your gas, papi.
Yeah. He was taking a lot, but unfortunately not many units. Now Pacomike is slowly rebuilding. The question is the TheZergLord gonna give him the time? There is Storm. There are quite a few High Templars here to try and destroy this army, but it's not good enough. 13 more workers are killed.
Yeah, I really question the way that Pacomike has been taking. At the same time, another Baneling run by, and once again getting into the mineral line. 19 probes going down. The word, you do not want to be a probe in Pacomike's army. Oh god.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Pacomike trying to do a counterattack with a War Prism and a few Zealots. Not a bad idea. 3 workers killed so far, but it is scouted, and Pacomike just gonna retreat.
Yeah, he will be able to get out of here. But yeah, like, I really don't like how quickly he went into High Templar and Storm. Like, bearing in mind, I think he was working on Storm when that first big fight happened. Storm isn't really going to help against Roach Ravager right now. Like, and even against Lings, like, Storm isn't that great. Like, Colossus can even do a better job. Like, I don't know how I feel about this army overall.
Well, we're about to find out, because another big fight is coming in. Where are the Banelings? How many Banelings are there? 31 Banelings, mate.
That's a lot of Banelings. Meanwhile, oh, we do have one Jersey Purification Nova, but there's only one Nova, and the Banelings are rolling in.
Yeah, Banelings are rolling from behind. There are 0 force field kills and no more storms, and everything is crashing through. The Colossus are dead, the High Templars are dead, the Archos are dead, only Stalkers remain. Yeah,
exactly. We do have some Zealots to reinforce, so it looks like once again Pacomike will hold on. At the same time, a Zealot run by, and Pacomike gets a hatchery.
Yeah, Pacomike has a hatchery, 8 workers. He definitely needed that victory. He's not out of this game yet, and where are the reinforcements for the TheZergLord? Another hatchery might go down.
Oh my god, it's gonna be close. We do have a little bit of a transfuse. Is it going to be enough? It looks like no, it will not. Pacomike, he ends up getting 2 bases.
Yeah, that was huge. This might give Pacomike the time he needed to finally have his big army ready. Because remember, guys, destroying hatcheries not only destroys the economy of this earth, destroys the larva.
Yeah, exactly. The TheZergLord is going to be suffering a little bit because of that. He's still trying to rebuild, and I'm a little bit worried because the TheZergLord has kind of been stuck with this lair tech army, which isn't ideal. There's a big reason why he can't end the game. You know, he doesn't have Vipers to help, you know, yoink and deal with all these high-tech units. He doesn't have any Broodlords. He doesn't have that hive-tech army that he otherwise would like. Just pure Roach Ravager.
Yeah, there we go. TheZergLord army engaging again. There are no Banelings this time, so just this small amount of Roach Ravager probably not gonna be enough to fight Pacomike army. But here we go. The Banelings are rolling in.
Yeah, they're rolling in once again. Do we have enough force fields? No, we do not. We don't have a single sentry, so the Banelings are gonna get the connections. Oh, the High Templar! No!
Oh no, the Banelings hit the High Templar. They're all dead, and the rest of the Banelings hit the rest of the army of Pacomike. And once again, Pacomike loses almost everything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he just can't keep fighting like this. Once again, the 4th base is going to go down. Every single worker for the 2nd time this game. And Pacomike has a couple units left to reinforce and defend, but he just doesn't have an economy.
Yeah, he doesn't have an economy. He just lost his 4 base. He has lost like how many, like 60, 70 workers this game. It's been insane, mate. So yeah, I think finally the ZergLord is starting to break Pacomike's defenses.
Yeah, if we look at the units lost tab, 77 probes have died this game. 77. That's more probes than what Pacomike has right now.
Mate, if I were those probes, I will revolt against my leader.
Yeah. Oh my god. And now Pacomike, he just can't get another base up and running. 4th is on the way, but it's going to be almost denied by just the Biles. The ZergLord basically remaxing. Greater Spire on the way.
Oh, no cancel on that Nexus that is 400 minerals down the drain. 400 minerals that Pacomike really cannot afford at this moment.
Exactly. Meanwhile, we do have a couple of storms. The storms do get some decent connections, but again, the High Templar get taken out once again.
Yeah, they're forced to convert into Archons, but the army survives, the expensive units survive, the Colossus is still alive. We have a couple of Archons. Oh, but a little bad padding here from the ZergLord units, and there we go. Meanwhile, Silos from Pacomike trying to do another attack drone by, but the Zerglings are intercepting them.
Yeah, this time he won't get 2 hatcheries. This time the ZergLord is paying attention to the minimap. He will be able to defend in time. And Pacomike, he just doesn't really have much else going for him. Like, he desperately needs a 4th base. Whether it's here on the right or over on the left-hand side, he just needs more money, more resources. Because at the moment, he just isn't really working with too much. He does have a couple more High Templar for Storm, so he does have a very, like, efficient army, just not a very large army.
Yeah, a lot of Archons, a lot of High Templars. That is a lot of HP to run through, but as we know, Zerg is the army that overwhelms you.
Oh yeah. It's one of those things where even though the ZergLord got a Greater Spire, he's not going to need it. He's just keeps massing road traveling Bane, and eventually Pacomike will break. At least the ZergLord, he's refining his army a little bit by getting some Vipers out, and that will definitely help. I think this may just be the nail in the coffin, mate.
Yeah, maybe just, jank the Colossus, maybe try to jank the High Templars, and there we go, call it a game. There you go, the ZergLord, he's maxed out. Pacomike just barely have the supply of his opponent. And we're about to find out how good is it. And oh my god, High Templars, please don't be so exposed.
The High Templar go down, the Disruptor gets joined before the Nova goes off. Banelings roll on in once again, try to get into a mineral line, connect with the army, and there just isn't really much left here. Overcharge is keeping the Colossus and all the high-tech units alive, so Pacomike is actually pushing this back. Oh my god.
Wow, I cannot believe the Colossus didn't get immediately sniped. Did the ZergLord lost the Vipers?
Mate, they're just chill. They even have enough energy for Ducklings. No. Like, he had the option.
Funara Lazy Viper, you had one job. One job.
They did nothing. They
I mean they did jank one disruptor, but
yeah.
only that. And Pacomike now trying to do a counterattack. I don't know how good of an idea this is, going into enemy territory with so few units.
Yeah, I mean, he's desperate, right? It makes sense that he's just trying to do whatever he can right now, but he just doesn't really have an army to deal with this. He doesn't have Immortals, he doesn't have Disruptors. Like, Stalker Colossus isn't the best army here, and here we go. We should see a yoink! Yoink, puppy, yoink! Ah!
There we go, Junk on the Colossus immediately goes down, and now without it, what there is really here for Pacomike to engage? I mean, yeah, the Zealots and the Stalkers do a lot of damage, but it's gonna be just a matter of time before the reinforcements of the ZergLord come in and defend this.
Oh yeah, mate, we have 23 roaches on the way, mate. That's a lot of roaches. That's enough to overwhelm this entire army, especially because Pacomike is deep on creep. He does have 2 storms available here with these High Templar, so that is something, but oh god, the High Templar, they're getting surrounded! Ah!
They're forced to convert into an Archon, and now there's only the Stalkers remain, and they're being surrounded.
Yeah. Archon goes down immediately. Once again, just gateway units here for Pacomike. He just doesn't have enough to really get close to any of these hatcheries to punish the ZergLord. So the ZergLord, he's basically just gotten away with just pure 90 drone economy, and he just keeps making roaches.
By the way, I love for sure like big rivalry in the chat with Fernando, apparently.
Ay. Shaking my head for sure. I mean, Fernando is Pacomike's #1 fan. So you know he's here, he's cheering for his boy. And again, I'm very impressed with how tenacious Pacomike is. Like, he just refuses to die, mate. Oh my god!
Oh, good, but it could have been better. The joint on the disruptor to kill it, and once again, the ZergLord is gonna force to retreat. He's trading pretty well now with Pacomike. I don't know how Pacomike is alive, mate. He's only have 80 supply left.
Ah no, 2 Fresh High Templar go down. He did snipe the Viper, so again, he's like controlling his army very well. He just doesn't have a lot of army to control. It looks like, once again, he's gonna barely hold on. Oh my god. You know, the ZergLord round, he's like, mate, Protoss is so goddamn OP. The ZergLord's like, well, how is he not dying? What is happening?
73 supply versus 182, and the Protoss player still lives, mate. Still lives. See, mate, you don't need a big army, you only need like a dozen units, and there we go.
True.
No, Pacomike doesn't play StarCraft, he plays Warcraft 3.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Every unit is a hero unit for Pacomike. But here comes, what is this? Like the 5th wave of Zerg. This time, no disruptors. This time, no Colossus. Like Pacomike, he doesn't have any gas. GG gets called.
That is GG, mate. And with that, the ZergLord is the one who is going to advance to the Grand Finals.
Exactly. Pacomike, he was having a little bit too much fun, especially in game 1. Like, oh god. Game 1 could have been a normal game, could have been a macro game, but he just popped things off with the proxy 4 gate. And the ZergLord took advantage of that, taking the series 2-0, mate. 2-0.
Yeah, and with that, mate, this is the revenge that the ZergLord wanted from last week, where Pacomike just steamrolled him.
Oh yeah. It goes to show how close the skill is in Latin America between a lot of these top players. Like, 1 week Pacomike can 2-0, next week he can get 2-0, right? Like, that's how volatile it is here between players like Pacomike, the ZergLord, Eggs, Jim Rising. Anyone can beat anyone.
It's the circle of Latin American StarCraft, mate.
Oh yeah.
Yes, but at the end of the day, especially, it's always gonna be the last one standing.
But with that, again, congratulations to the ZergLord. He moves on to the Grand Finals. We are here to find out who is going to face him in said Grand Finals.